And here we go. Week 7 of the NFL schedule. Yeah. I don't know why I did that voice, but pumped up. Because we're almost halfway, but not exactly halfway. Carry the one. Yeah. Anyway, week 7. This is how we do it. A week away from the trade deadline. That's how we're gonna put it. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on this. Bills and Patriots. I don't even feel like I gotta really say anything here at all because we'll all be surprised if the Patriots win. Don't get me wrong. In most of these cases, in this certain situation, you'd be like, Bills got a offense that can soar the heights and sometimes play low to their competition. That might be this case here. They got some injuries on defense. Might be the case here. Bill Belichick knows what to take away when you play. Except for whatever we're getting this year with Bill is kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Also, let's not lie. Let's not tackle the elephant in the room. Let's not get the Big Mac quarterback and talking about that. That's why I can't put no faith. I can't put no stock in them beating the Bills. Once again, I think I won't be surprised if we see Malik Cunningham out here. I'm just saying. This is gonna be my prediction. And not that the Patriots win. No. That's the Bills. They're gonna win. I was like, I think it'd be a little bit of a grimy game for a minute, like they both like to run the ball, I think Belichick might be able to put in a little something to stop the passing scheme and stuff like that. But they're gonna get their points, they're gonna score, they're gonna make Matt Jones look like nasty. Mac and cheese. That that's not when it's not cooked well, mac and cheese. He's gonna be a Big Mac with no sauce. Forget the bun, the middle bun. Nope, you just gonna be like, that's a double cheeseburger. I don't understand why you charge me Big Mac prices for a double cheeseburger. That's how I feel about Mac Jones. I think Malik Cunningham gonna come in the game. I mean, he gonna stink it up too, cause that team just sorry. But that's just how I'm gonna get that prediction. Anyway, Browns and Colts. Okay, so I don't think Deshaun's gonna play. PJ Walker did a good job of getting him a victory against the 49ers. And because of that, and I was like, Anthony Richardson out for the season. I was like, that sucks as hell. Because I was like, when he was in, he looked like the man. But he just ain't been able to stay up in there. So we got Gardner Minshew, who I like. I think he's a decent quarterback. I think he's a star. I think he's a star quarterback, to be honest. But I think he's somebody that needs everything to be perfect. And guess what? This team ain't perfect. The defense is good, but I was like, the offensive weapon, Taylor coming back. Zach Moss has been a beast. Pittman's been okay. It's been good. Pierce is good. But I don't think there's enough over there to play against this Cleveland defense. And I think that's why they're going to lose. Because that defense is going to be coming barking. Or will they be prancing? Because they got the dog pound with the crowd, but they the Browns, but the mascot's an elf. I don't think they know what they want to be. They have an identity crisis. Somebody told them that you could be everything you want to be, and they took that literally. Anyway, the Browns get this victory, basically. All right, Commanders and Giants. Once again, I think this is sort of another situation where there ain't really much to say here. I think he's going to be Commanders. Now, I will say, if it's back to being T-Mobile again, I was like, I do think that could be a chance for an upset. Because even though they messed up, during, before halftime, and there were, some things here, I was like, Tyrod Taylor was pushing the ball. Tyrod Taylor was getting those receivers involved in the game plan. Tyrod Taylor was over here getting them no-name receivers a couple of passes. It just didn't. I was like, they were just that close to upsetting the Bills. And a lot of those were because of penalty that he threw where he got chunk yardage and stuff like that. They came back on penalties and stuff. But Tyrod basically had a good game plan in a way that I don't think Daniel Jones had been able to get out of that team. So I think it will be close. But I think the Commanders just has too much on offense and defense with that line and stuff to where I think Tyrod will be running all around all day. And I think they'll be able to put up points for that offense that the Giants just can't handle. Falcons and Buccaneers. Weird one here. I was like, the Buccaneers is sort of like, they're on, they lost last week. And I think they lost the week before that as well. But they've been in their games. Even though when you look at the score, but they've been in the games. The Falcons have been in all the games. Could be having a fantabulous record. But Desmond Ridder sometimes be playing for the other team. And the Buccaneers had a good enough defense where that might just happen again. And Mayfield has been really good of not really giving them a chance to really take the ball away. He's been really good on not having any interceptions, stuff like that. I was like, they haven't been able to really run the ball like effectively, but Mayfield has been able to dink and dunk and get the ball downfield and stuff like that. And that's why I think the Buccaneers are going to win, not just because of that, but also you just don't know what you're going to get out that offense for the Falcons. Like, they could run the ball with Algier and Robinson, but London and Pittman should be monsters in the game, and they're just not getting the ball the way they need to, pretty much. And Hollins too, because I was like, I'm gonna shout him out. I was like, muscle with the throw. I was like, I gotta shout him out. Okay, Lions and Ravens, probably the game. Probably it could be the game, I think, of Sunday. In both ways, it could be I think they both could end up lighting it on offense, or it could just be a defensive fest and whoever turns the ball over. I think these teams are really similar, to be honest. Even though the Lions have been a well-oiled machine compared to the Ravens, that's been sort of like, a little bit clunky at times. They're really sort of similar. They got a good pass rush. I was like, they got good DBs on the back. They play aggressive. They play tough. I was like, they both like to run the ball, even when they can't run the ball. And that's because the Lions lost Montgomery and stuff. But also the Ravens lost J.K. Dobbins. I was like, they got weapons. I was like, it just depends on who gets hurt and who's able to make enough plays. I think the Ravens pulled this one out just because I was like, because if all else fails, if the passing game is not going well, Lamar can run. But Lamar got enough receiver, but we started seeing Odell a little bit more. I was like, Bateman didn't get hurt. Zay Flowers always been there, beast. Nelson Aguilar's catching the ball. So I'm saying they weapons of all their weaknesses and not doing their weakness stuff. They flaws ain't showing right now for at least one game. So I was like, if they could just play that well, and even if they sort of don't, Lamar can run the ball. Whereas like with Goff, if that passing game ain't going, I was like, but Goff been playing pretty well too. So I was like, but I think the Ravens come in and I think they take that game. All right, Raiders and Bears. I don't know if Justin Fields is playing, to be honest. If he does, I give them the chance to win this game. It's going to be a lot to play against the Raiders defense, because they do got a pass rush against the Bears old line. But I was like, Fields, before he was getting hurt, was playing pretty decently against the Vikings. And I think if he wouldn't have got hurt, I think they would have been able to beat the Vikings. But in saying that, I like Garoppolo's not playing for the Raiders, so it's pretty much going to probably be Brian Hoyer instead of O'Donnell or whatever the rookie name is. And he played pretty well, but I was like, he's also against the Patriots. We don't feel that high about the Patriots, and that's why I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, the Raiders defense, been pretty good this year considering all things, and the Bears defense has sort of been like. We bending and we breaking, but we just, they trying. They sort of get it together. They sometimes don't. But I was like, the Bears offense for about 2.5 weeks. Been all right. They still had a chance to win last week, even with the rookie. But I don't understand. I like that there's a lot of rookies back here. But it's sort of weird it's sort of weird. But anyway, I think the Bears will pull this one out if Fields play. If Fields don't play, the Raiders, just because I guess because it's Brian Hoyer is a veteran quarterback. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. Because I was like, Khalil Herbert's been hurt for the Bears, and Josh Jacobs had been spectacular running the ball. Adams still been a beast. Mayer been good. Myers been good as well too. So they got the weapons, because because Bears don't really got DJ Moore. But I mean, hell, the way DJ Moore played, that's all sort of all you need. But I'm gonna put. I was like, don't hold me on that one, but that's how I'm gonna go. Cardinals and Seahawks. I was like, they got two of my boys in it. Geno Smith. I was like, he knows how to write. He just don't know how. I was like, he knows how to write. They just don't know how to mail. Joshua Dobbs. I was like, he be having them in the games, and you could just tell like that's just where they just don't have enough talent. A lot of games, cause they defense and they offense be like right here, and then it's just. But they play to me they play really similar to Seahawks. I was like, they got explosive weapons, even though the weapons are different, with Metcalf and Lockett and the young wide receiver. I can't think of his name right now. I think I was like, I ain't gonna butcher his name. And with the Cardinals, they got Rondale Moore, they got McCree, they got Hollywood Brown, but they all small, receiver shifty, But I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't think Connor played last week, and I was like, I don't know so I don't think he's going to be here. Otherwise, I'd probably give them a chance because I was like, they play, they run the ball and they run the ball hard. Like Joshua Dobbs, when he runs the ball, it looks like he's hurting the ground or he mad at the ground the way he run. Like he running uphill in the sand. That's how he runs. Geno Smith doesn't really run unless he really has to, But I think the Seahawks are going to get the win. To be honest, I think them losing to Cincinnati really because of that pass rush. I think that's going to pretty much be able to. I think that's sort of telling because I was like the Cardinals don't have a pass rush in that same type of way. That and then I was like they're sort of like youngish in a way to where I was like the Seahawks. I think get the victory here, unfortunately. And I was like I think Dobbs had especially with Murray coming back, I was like, I sort of think Dobbs need to keep the job. Steelers and Rams. I want to say the Steelers, but I think it's going to be the Rams. How can you trust the offense of the Steelers really right now? Pickett, Canada. I was like, hopefully Pickett. I guess it's like good after being injured a couple weeks. They had like the bye and stuff, but had anything changed? I was like. So I'm like, we're just going off how they was beforehand, and it really their defense that really just kept them in the game and kept playing well. Problem is that the Rams defense has been also playing very well. Donald still being a beast. I was like, now you got Coop and you got Puka. Tutu still there. Higbee still there. Stafford is over here being healthy and whatnot. I was like, I think. I was like, don't get me wrong, you never count that defense in Tomlin. Maybe they muck up the game enough to make Stafford just be erratic with his throws. But I'm like, how often are they going to be doing that in this game? When also the defense on their other end might be doing somewhat the same to Pickett, and we don't know how that really goes. I'm going to choose the Rams here. All right, so Chargers and Chiefs. Well, sorry, Chargers fans. I was like, I think y'all about to hit another loss here. I was like, don't get me wrong. It probably will. It might be a shootout. But then I was like, again, I was like, this is the first time the Chiefs had a defense the way they had, and y'all haven't really done well against defenses. Y'all also, I was like, y'all. Don't get me wrong. While Patrick Mahomes' offense hadn't looked good either, and Patrick Mahomes still finds ways to eke out victories. Y'all defense ain't that good. So how are you going to defend basically maybe one of the better passers in the NFL to pick holes in your defense and your defense can't hold up? I'm just saying. Don't get me wrong, that pass rush for the Chargers, I was like, that you could make it a tough day for him. But I'm just like, on the other end, I was like, Herbert got to go against their defense. And, don't get me wrong, they got Eckler back. They still ain't got Mike Williams. They're not gonna have Mike Williams and stuff. I think it's gonna really be a shootout though. I was like, but I think it's gonna be like the Chiefs defense in the end. It's gonna just keep them low enough to where Mahomes can do his magic, his Fist magic. Anyway, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs here, and also, let's be honest, Brandon Staley gonna the Chargers up. That's what they gonna charge. That's what they gonna do. They always find a way to do something in every game that just like, God, why did that happen? Why did you do that? You can't, just can't. And last not least, oh wait, no, I forgot. I always do the Sunday night game. I'm sorry, my bad. Two more. Packers and Broncos. If the Packers don't win this one, I was like, I don't know what. I mean, they're a young team, but they got defense, and that's why I think they're gonna win. But I think, and I was like, I think it's going to be because of their defense. But I think in that time spent, I think they're going to shore up things with Love and stuff, and have them run a little bit more an efficient game instead of just these home run type of play. Because that's what they were really doing. They were really doing a lot of home run plays. I feel like Love is out there really trying to show, like, yo, that Aaron Rodgers, you don't need that, boy. I was like, I'm here, baby. I'm here. If all my name is on the back, you gonna love me. And you get enamored, you're lustful of his skills. Cause he does, I was like, he can sling that thing. He can run. I was like, he looks really fluid when he throws it. It just comes out purdy. It's nice. But it's also at the same time it's purdy to the other team. And that I was like, I was like, it's not as bad as Desmond Ridder, but it's sort of that same effect where you got too much talent on the offensive side, and your defense is so good that you don't have to be doing all this crazy thing. It's that you don't need to do those things. I was like, you got people at each level that sort of know how to play and do. And like, yes, they're young, but he is making young mistakes. So that's why I think they're going to try to like re-up and try to figure out like, oh, okay, cool, dunk it if you got to. Take the little short route. Don't throw it deep just because you can throw it deep. We know your arm talent. You ain't got to, baby. You just throw it down here, down low. Broncos, I don't know what we need to say about them. They a dumpster fire. There ain't nothing going on. I don't know how it's going to be any better playing against this defense, to be honest, with Russell and how those wide receivers, not everybody playing. They about to sell everybody out. Everything must going out of business or whatnot. They basically the master shop. There's so many. I was like, there's so much going on, and you just wondering like, why are they still here? You shouldn't be out of business. You still here. Anyway, they're gonna lose. But for the night game, for the game that we all want to see, especially me, and we will, it's the Dolphins versus the Eagles. Now, for me, Dolphins, I want to see it. I think we're going to win. I was like, I already put out a video how I don't know why I think we're going to win our matchups and whatnot. But I think it's going to be a good game. I think it is. I think I was like, obviously, Dolphins track. I was like, they attract me all day, every day. Eagles aren't necessarily that, but I think they're like really, but they're tough, they're rugged. Like to me, they like to grind. If the game turns grimy, that plays into their hand. If this comes into like basically a scoring fest of like our offense versus your offense, I think the Dolphins got that all day. I also think our defense can keep up not only with their skill talent of like their skill players, but I think also if Jalen tries to run and all that other stuff, I think that we would shut that down as well. But in the same hand, if their line, I'm like their defensive line is all ready to go, man. Talking about Jalen Carter and stuff, that could spell a rough day. Cause I don't think our offensive line is good enough to really stop them boys. But I think that's why there's a game plan of just like, all right, boom, like Tua go back, bam, like throw the ball out and stuff like that. I was like, if Slay comes back, I think. To be honest, I don't think he's going to be on Hill. I think he's going to be on Jalen Waddle. Because Jalen Waddle's fast, but he's not the same type of speed as Tyreek Hill. But to me, I would play Slay on Jalen Waddle. Almost like the Bill Belichick thing. Put your best corner on their second receiver, and double team Tyreek. To be honest, you probably need to double Tyreek anyway. Have a safety over the top anyway. You need to do that in general. But I think in this situation, that's what I pretty much would do. I was like, I'll let Barrios and, I was like, I think I was like, we'll also see how this does well against like Mostert been running the ball really great the last few weeks, but he also hadn't played against this type of defense where the boys big and You got to really get through them. I was like, I think a lot of our players on defense is a little bit like we value speed, and I think a lot of our dudes are like smaller in comparison to like other defenses. If I was like Lane Johnson probably won't be able to go, so I think that helps us in that situation. You know, maybe Phillips gets more of a chance to attack. You know, Wilkins coming up the front. Chubb had a really, you know, I was like, he's still a threat, so it's not like he's doing nothing, but you know, I was like, but he hasn't been as productive. Um, yeah, I was like, but the thing is like, but if you do give Jalen a chance and he able to manipulate the pocket really well, I was like, they do got receivers that I don't know if our DBs can fully hold up against Smith and Brown. You know, and I was like, Dallas Goedert out there running, but I was like, I think Dallas Goedert is gonna have to really be on this Travis Kelce and be spotting the holes and stuff like that. Cause I think we can match up pretty with him, pretty all right. And just with the other receiver, because I imagine that after last week, they're probably going to get Devonta Smith a little bit more touches to get him involved in the game more. And I was like, Howard's going to be on AJ Brown. I feel like a lot more, so that might give him chances to play. But I think the Dolphins, win by like 12, to be honest. I was like, I think it's a close game until, and then it's just like, then at the end, it's just like a field goal, and that puts them away, like 10 or something like that. You know, so that's why I said like 12. Then I'm like, they'll be up a touchdown. The Eagles will like fail to convert. We'll go down, get a field goal. That's game. Because I was like, to me, that's pretty much how this game. Because I was like, to me, like I said, if the Eagles are up 14-0, like yes, their defense can like, you know, rush and do well. But I was like, but the way our offense goes, you're not too threatened about it. Like when we faced the Bills, like you really didn't feel turn type of way until I got like about like mid third quarter. And you're like, oh, okay, there's no chance here. With the Eagles, it's sort of like that, where it's like it had to be nearly toward like, you know, like fourth quarter where you're like, we might this is a game anyway. But I'm like, but if we're up 14-0, feels totally different. Cause it feels like almost like the Warriors, where it's just like, damn it, they're up by 20. We're not winning this game. Whereas it's the other team's up by 20, you're like, man, we got 8 minutes. We'll be back on the ass in a minute. And that's how I feel. Anyway, those are my predictions. Those are what I'm thinking of. I'm confident this Sunday that I'm just going to run the table. I was like, put down money. I was like, I don't know what the spread is. I don't know what you got to put down. But I just feel like you put it down and you put my name beside it. We all winning here today. On the individual stuff, I might need some help, people. Anyway, those are my predictions. I was like, that's for Sunday, week 7. Let me know if you think anything differently. If you do or not, hey, I was like, that's what it is. I like the video. I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But until then, I will see y'all after Sunday.